Welcome to my journey through the Bible. This will be a summary of Leviticus 4, 1 through 35. And if any soul, even the whole congregation of Israel, was to sin in ignorance, and it is brought to their attention, they are to bring a sin offering. This offering will be a young bullock without blemish. He will be brought to the door of the temple. The person will lay their hands upon the head and kill the bullock, and the priest will dip his fingers into the blood and sprinkle it over the altar 7 times. The rest of the blood will be poured out at the bottom of the altar. And the whole bullock was to be carried outside of the camp and laid on wood to be burned by fire. Then the person will be forgiven of their sin. If a ruler has sinned in ignorance and it is brought to his attention, he will bring a young goat, male, without blemish, to the door of the tabernacles. He will kill the goat, and the priest will put his finger in the blood and put it upon the horn of the altar. And the rest of the blood will be poured out at the bottom of the altar. The whole goat, even the fat, was to be burned on the altar, and then he would be forgiven. If any of the common people were to sin without knowledge, and it is brought to their attention, they are to bring a sin offering. This will be a young female goat without blemish, and they are to place their hand upon the head and kill it at the door of the altar. The priest will dip his finger in the blood and put it on the horn, and it will be taken away, and the whole thing will be burned on the altar. He will be forgiven. Now, if a lamb is bought and it was brought to, if a lamb was bought, it is to be a female without blemish, and it is to be killed at the door of the altar. And the priest will dip his finger in the blood and place it onto the horn of the altar. The rest of the blood will be poured out at the bottom of the altar. The fat would be taken away, and the rest would be burned on the altar. The priest makes atonement for his sins, and he is forgiven. May God be with you in everything and in every way.